Hey guys, John here. Welcome to the final Smackdown, the go-home Smackdown before Backlash. There was a lot of stuff. The women had a more prominent role. We had the semi-finals of the tag team tournament, and of course we built up the matches between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, and AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship. So it was an alright show. It was a pretty good one. A lot of good wrestling action. But let's get into the first bit of the show, which includes the women's title segments. So first we had Daniel Bryan coming out. I've just do the yes, yes, yes chant thing. And he talked about the six-pack challenge this Sunday for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Side note, they are calling the Raw one the Raw Women's title. Anyways, what happened is that Daniel Bryan welcomed Becky Lynch with him into the ring, and Becky talked about like how much she wants the title, how much it means to her coming up through NXT. Then out came Natalya, closely followed by Alexa Bliss, closely followed by Carmella. They were bickering a bit, but then they turned their attention to Becky and sort of looked like they were going to attack her 3-on-1. But then Nikki Bella and Naomi came out to make the save, and there was a big brawl with the baby faces, which are Nikki, Becky, and Naomi standing tall. I like the way they have like the three faces, three heels dilemma in the women's division. Gives everyone something to do. My only problem is that I do think that Carmella shouldn't be a heel, and I think Nikki Bella shouldn't be a face. Because you're going to play the angle like, oh, I'm just here because John Cena is my trophy boyfriend. And it's weird seeing Carmella and Alexa Bliss team up as well. They had a massive rivalry down in NXT. But either way, I will do my predictions for Backlash later in the video. Although I do think Becky should be the first women's champion. If not her, then maybe Carmella or Alexa Bliss. Maybe Naomi, she's pretty underrated. I wouldn't give it to Nikki Bella or Natalya. But anyways, let's move on to the second segment of the show. So the next segment of the show was The Miz, the Intercontinental Champion, going one-on-one with the man who he faced at SummerSlam, Apollo Crews, in a non-title match. Dolph Ziggler was on commentary for the match, and backstage before Miz again complained that the show's not about him, but even though he's the Intercontinental Champion, even though it's not the biggest title there, but whatever. Honestly, at this point, I think the tag titles and the women's title is more up there than the Intercontinental title. But what you gonna do? Plus, I think that's the way it should be anyway. Anyways, Ziggler was on commentary. Crews did some pretty good stuff in this match. You see, he hit a drop kick there, and he also did like his moonsault from the apron. I really love that move. It's very unorthodox and awesome. The Miz though did get the win with the skull crushing finale, and he then riled up Ziggler and then dropped Crews with the skull crushing finale to score a cheap win. They are doing an alright job to hype the match, but just the Intercontinental title again, it doesn't feel important. All the women on the roster, bar Eva Marie, for obvious reasons. In the women's title match, in the six-pack challenge, we saw the King of the Ring, or King of the Hill, I should say. Excuse me, or in this case, Queen of the Hill. They have a tournament for the tag titles, and they have possibly one of WWE's most underrated people, superstars, I should say, going up against the phenomenal AJ Styles, who's made a name for himself all over the world. So no offense to, and of course we also have Orton versus Bray Wyatt, which is pretty much, I wouldn't say it's a dream match, but it's a match we all wanted to see on a big show. So no offense to Ziggler, who did a good job selling the story on commentary, but nah, the Intercontinental just doesn't feel as important as it should be. But that's it. That's my personal opinion. Again, prediction later on in the video for the matches. Let's get into the next segment involving the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. So let's get into Bray Wyatt's promo. Again, this is a picture of Bray Wyatt from the promo. This is more of a sort of JPEG image I found on the internet. Just someone else says they didn't really give anything like that. But Bray Wyatt did an awesome promo. I have to say that. He did some awesome quotes. I'm going to quote some of them here. I am the evolution of man. I am a god, Randy. Predators will become prey. And all that will be left of you are chunks of meat stuck in the teeth of the Eater of Worlds. And he threatened to leave Orton in ruins. And he also told the story of a predator in the forest who fed on men. And he was obviously referring to himself. But then in a later backstage segment, Orton told the story of how a snake attacked a man. And he did promise to get the better of Wyatt at Backlash. So I have to say, it's going to be a great match at Backlash. It's definitely had a lot of good build up to it. Both men are capable to put on an amazing match. I like the way that Bray Wyatt's doing like a haunting sort of thing, like The Undertaker, except it's some more of a cult leader gimmick. That's the thing you should do with Bray Wyatt. They should make him like a cult leader gimmick, and have his words actually mean something to someone. Like with the Wyatt, just like a massive expansion. They sort of did do that at the swamp scene with the New Day. But I'm saying like on screen, that'd be really cool. And maybe sooner or later get in Sister Abigail as like a manager for him, and maybe she could be like just like a hooded nun. Like Undertaker's druids, like a nun with like a cross and a tag that says Abigail, and she's just like ringside and commands Bray Wyatt what to do. The same thing maybe with Paul Ellering, with the Authors of Pain and down in NXT, but with Bray Wyatt. I think that'd be really cool. The other ways, it's been a really good build up. It's definitely going to be a great match. But let's get into what was promised earlier in the night: a 6-women tag match between the faces versus the heels. So up next was a 6-women's tag match: Carmella, Natalya, and Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi. Babyface took control, as you can see here. Naomi was frustrating Alexa Bliss, and Becky was completely outdoing Carmella. But Natalya then tagged Lynch and forced the momentum to shift. Nikki Bella's eventually tagged in and went on a kind of roll. Chaos soon broke out, just like it always does in tag matches. But Carmella then took the advantage and hit Nikki with the Code of Silence and choked her out. It was a good match overall, and I think one of the coolest bits of the match was that Nikki Bella hit a springboard enziguri on Alexa Bliss. She definitely needs to, so she's definitely still got it after her injury. I like the way I said earlier in this sort of podcast sort of thing. I like the way they're giving the women's match a bit more of an emphasis, because I don't think we even have one for. I think it is Sasha versus Charlotte, and I think they do a good job hyping that. But we've seen that before. We've seen that besides like Bayley and Dana Brooke coming in. We've seen that the past 3 pay-per-views. At least at SmackDown they're trying something different. Well, even though they're just putting every single woman out there that's not Eva Marie, again, for obvious reasons. Faces were good at being faces, heels were good at being heels. But let's move on to the first semi-final of the tag team tournament, and that's American Alpha versus the Usos. What's up next was the Usos versus American Alpha for the tag team tournament finals. This was an interesting one. It had a very good storytelling here. American Alpha did win the match, but they won it after 30 seconds. The Usos shook American Alpha's hands beforehand, but they quickly attacked them from behind afterwards. Gable and Jordan then quickly put them away, and then the Usos pounced afterwards on Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, and it actually attacked Gable's leg, I think. Jordan's leg. I think it was either Jordan or Gable, one of the two. I think it was Gable, and I don't remember. And he couldn't actually stand afterwards, so it was confirmed later that American Alpha will not be competing for the tag titles at Backlash, which is really sad and stupid because they are probably the most over team on SmackDown. That's not probably Slater and Rhino, and they are good. And uh, of course, some of the quotes from the match, JBL said, of course, that's no place in sports. Jimmy Uso said before the match, we're going to let them know that the Usos still won the tag team division. Uh, wow, they did say on Talking Smack that they want that about that they want to show people that the Usos still won it. So I'll get more to the tag team division later. American Alpha do get the win. I want to see them return. I think they said like Gable's gonna be out for 4 weeks with a storyline ACL injury. So when they come back, I hope they get retribution from the Usos. Because now I'm really starting to hate them. Well, I hated them beforehand because they were Roman Reigns' cousins. But besides that, yeah. So let's get into the next segment, which is with. Let me just get my notes up here. With Fandango, because why not? He needs a segment. So let's get into Fandango. So yeah, see from the image here, it's not a good time to be Fandango. Need to find his name there. Anyways, Fandango informed the fans that Tyler Breeze was not at SmackDown, and he was looking for a partner. He was looking for a dance partner, let's say. Anyways, some person came out from the crowd and started to dance with Fandango, completely outshot him. That was absolutely hilarious. And Fandango's like, get the hell out of here. Out comes Kane. Yeah. Then Kane came, chokeslammed the hell out of Fandango. I mean, just chokeslammed him once, but Kane's a demon, hell. And he saw the Fandango thing where people do their hands up and sing a song, and everyone was doing that, so that was pretty funny. You have to give Fandango a bit of credit though for owning his character a little bit, but I don't know. Kane these days he's just chokeslamming everyone. I want to see him back in an actual match. So this segment's not really anything to write home about. Maybe just a pre-show battleground match between Kane and Fandango. But without further ado, let's get into the main event of the evening. Of course, there's a promo afterwards, but this is the main event match, and that's Slater and Rhino versus the Hype Bros, Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. Well, before I get into the Slater Rhino match, I did forget one thing about the show, and that was before the opening segment, Slater brought out his kids with Rhino and his family, and they were and he just introduced everyone to them, which I thought was really cool. I like the way they're playing Heath Slater to be like some of a main event sort of draw, and I think he is one of the best things going on SmackDown. And I think it was a good nod to when he stood up to Lesnar, and Lesnar's like, I don't give a about your kids. And I thought that was a really cool moment with Slater bringing his kids out there. So let's get into the tag match now, very quickly, because this segment was good, but let's just move on. So up next was the Hype Bros, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder versus the aforementioned Heath Slater and Rhino. As Ryder and Rawley were dominating Heath Slater, but when Rhino did get in, he just completely dominated one. Ryder and Mojo Rawley. It was a pretty cool match when Rhino got in. I like the way they're playing off that Slater can't get the job done and he needs Rhino to help him out. So, Rhino, sorry, hit a gore on Ryder for a 3 count. So, Slater and Rhino in the finals of the tag team tournament. I presume they're gonna win it now. But hell, they're making the right decision. Heath Slater and Rhino, they've been very fun to watch the past couple of weeks, and I hope that they do win the titles and Slater becomes a member of the full roster. And yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool segment to see them. I will get into again predictions later. I hope they do win. And let's get into the last thing to do, and that is a promo between AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. So let's get into this promo, shall we? It's probably one of the best ones in a long time. And funny thing beforehand, on the set of Talking Smack, Styles was going around and he nearly attacked a producer who showed the footage of him getting ring ropitis last week. And Styles then threatened to get him fired. He then destroyed a backstage employee's phone, shouting at his face. So he's very angry. When he and Ambrose met in the ring, the world champ said that Styles was one of his bowling trophies, and he said that Styles couldn't win. But then Styles promised to beat Ambrose and kicked him in the good old dingalings for him to get out of there. First of all, this promo was amazing. Some memorable quotes here. There's two from Ambrose, one from Styles. Ambrose said, "I was just trying to give you a high-pitched voice to go with your soccer mom haircuts." Oh, that's mad. That's so funny. And then with Ambrose then also said, "When you're in the ring with me, it's a battlefield. I drag guys to places they've never been," which is true. Ambrose has a very unpredictable style in the ring, and he's definitely one of the more crazy and more unorthodox wrestlers. And I think this is the appeal of him. And then Styles says, "Come on, let's be honest. You're not John Cena," which, ow. It's been an amazing build up again for the build up, and Ambrose, he didn't split into like the goofy sort of I'm mad sort of gimmick. He was more serious and was more like, "You're not taking this title from me because I'm going to kill you, and you're gonna have to kill me to take this title." I think that's what Ambrose's character should be. Sticking a little humor here and there, yeah, sure. Like the Style Soccer Mom haircut comments, that was pretty cool. But keep the comedy for when he's extremely confident for matches. Matches like this, he should be, tooth and nail time and say, "You're gonna have to kill me to take this title." That's what he should imply. Styles has been amazing since he's arrived in January, and he deserves to win this. But that's it for Smackdown. Overall, a very good and solid show. But as it's Backlash this week, as you can see from the poster, let's have a look, and I'm going to do some predictions for all 5 matches on display. So let's check them out. Okay, so I realize this video is getting extremely long. Sorry about that, but I'm going to give maybe 20, 25 seconds per match just to quickly end this off. So Ambrose vs Styles for the WWE Championship. I'm taking Styles to go over. He deserves this win. He's had the title since January. He's been here since January and he's been amazing. Ambrose, I really like him and he's a good worker, but I do think Styles should take this. So I'm going with Styles. Let's go on to the other matches. Alright, Miz versus Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. As good as I think Ziggler is, I want Miz to keep the title on him for a little bit, because I do think he can do some good with it, although I wouldn't be surprised if Ziggler takes it. There hasn't really been much for you. I think Miz is going to go over, and they'll have a rematch at the next pay-per-view, No Mercy, I believe, and Ziggler will take the title there. So I do believe that Miz is going to go over in this match. Alright, tag team tournament time. I'm going to do 2 predictions for this one. Usos / Hype Bros. They're going to have a match, first match on the card. See who will face Slater and Rhino. I'm predicting the Usos to go over in that match because why not? The heels, great voice break there, and they have perfect timing. And I do predict Rhino and Slater to get the win, and Slater to get a SmackDown contract as well as the Man Beast. So that's it for that match. Right, six women, 6-pack challenge for the women's title. Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch versus Carmella versus Naomi versus Alexa Bliss versus Natalya. I'm gonna go with Becky or Nikki Bella to win this match. I know they'll have a big redemption storyline for Nikki Bella. Becky Lynch should win it because I think she deserves it the most out of these 4. I would also like Carmella or Alexa Bliss to walk away with the win. But now let's get on to the last match that I'm going to predict. Well, yeah, we can slow down a little bit. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. No stipulation for this match. Completely fine with that. I do think they'll have a blow-over match with No Mercy. There'll be a non-sanctioned match, maybe No Odds Barred, or Last Man Standing, or a ladder match, some for a world title match, something like that. I do predict that Randy Orton is going to get the win. Although I do think Bray Wyatt should blow over this feud with the overall win. So that's it for. That's it for the Backlash predictions and Smackdown. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Take care.